I want to walk you through a scenario of what you can do with meeting data because most people are just scratching the surface of what they can do from meeting data by just simply having a meeting summary. You could begin to put that meeting data, that conversation or the transcript that you have from that meeting to work in order to be able to do many of the follow-up tasks that you have to do on a day in, day out basis. Let's take a look at AI Companion 3.0 to be able to use that meeting data to be able to help automate the work that you do with AI. So this is AI Companion 3.0. It's a web interface. It's coming into the application here in the near future. Now, this looks and feels familiar. It's likely what you're used to using for your own personal use of AI. So a couple things that you can do. What makes this much, much different is by clicking on this plus sign, you can see I have access to my meetings or my documents, or I can sync it with Google or Microsoft. In this case, we have an example where we had a data center outage. And I'm just going to click on each of these three meetings, and I'm going to pull those right into my meeting or my prompt here. And I'm just going to ask AI Companion to be able to analyze those meetings and produce a consolidated summary of all the key findings and symptoms and triggers and timelines and the current status, system status of this particular outage. And it's taking three different meetings. This could be 3 hours of content, and it's rolling it right into the prompt as context and giving me that consolidated summary, key findings and root causes of this particular technical issue. It's given me symptoms and impacts and affected subsystems and current system updates and status. Unresolved risks and follow-ups. These are action items, right? So it pulls all that together and gives me a very, very simple, very clean report that I can begin to start using. Now, if we need to go deeper, and likely you will, you have the ability to use, by clicking Mode, Deep Research. Now here, what we could do is the same thing, pull those same three meetings in from earlier today and put a prompt in here that says, act as an IT outage analyst, carefully review the meetings and cover all the reporting issues in our data centers. Research the issues outlined and resolutions using public-facing information. So it's going to go out and try to find similar problems with the data center, provide the analysis and fixes that have been outlined in order to be able to address it. This can help significantly reduce resolution time by finding out what other companies, what the vendor is doing on similar issues. And you can see deep research goes far, far wider, far deeper in terms of the amount of sources that it will pull and the process that it goes through. This is just the thinking process of all the steps that it's going to go through. Now, this is going to take a while to run, and I'm pretty sure you don't want to stand here looking at me for that period of time. So we won't worry about that at this point. But I want to make sure that you're clear and understand that we can, in fact, do deep research within AI Companion within Zoom. Now, the next example I want to show you is where we want to begin to start creating very custom communications. So let's click on the plus sign again, pull those three meetings in, and then I'm going to select on the plus sign also, we'll choose Microsoft OneDrive, and we'll choose this RCA template and standards. And this is just general guidance on what a RCA root cause analysis report should look like for our business, standard communication templates and such. So what we're going to do now is actually create two separate communications. One is an executive summary because executives are going to want to know why the data center went down. And the second is an operational timeline. So very simple, very basic prompt. This is not elaborate prompting here. It's a pretty simple request because we're providing the context of the meetings and this root cause analysis template on how to do it, right? So in this case, we've generated the executive summary, right? Very focused, direct to the point where it identifies the business impact, the current status based on those meeting conversation, risks associated, and then estimated time to resolution. These are the primary care abouts for executives. And then it also generated this operational timeline, exactly what happened as we walk through it live in the meeting. Now, if you don't have a tool like this, likely you have somebody that's taken notes and they're writing all this information down, and that creates risk, right? Did they write the right details? Did they write them correctly? And then did we transcribe them correctly? And then obviously creating those types of manual communications takes a significant amount of time. So these types of executive communications are significantly delayed. Now, the next thing I want to show you, because that was an RCA template, let's go ahead and create the RCA. So for those not familiar, an RCA is a root cause analysis where it does deeper level review of exactly what caused this technical issue. And because we gave it a template, it knows exactly what it should look like. So it gives us the executive summary, the business impact, an incident description, a timeline of those events. It gives us primary root cause, the contributing factors, the impacts, the corrective actions, preventative actions, and then a summary at the bottom. And as you can see, it's still pulling in those 3 different meetings to be able to provide those as sources, which I can click on any one of them and you can see exactly when or which meeting we talked about each of these points that were pulled from the sources. Now, from here, I have the ability to continue to interact with all this rich data, or I can choose to convert this output to more of a workable document. So by clicking on Edit in Canvas, it will open up a side-by-side co-editing view with AI. So I'll move my image up here so you can see this is that output. It gave us the table here. So I'll just kind of move this around, and maybe we like some certain color formatting here just to make sure that we're consistent with all of our other RCA reports. And we have the ability to continue to modify this. So let's say, for example, maybe let's select this here. We could choose Edit with AI and say Convert to a table. And it can just, by the process of leveraging how AI Companion can interact with this document, I can replace that, and now we've got this in a nice looking table. Let's say on the right hand side, we'll give a little bit more broader description. Let's say create a next steps section and clearly lay out where we go from here. And by just giving that direction on the right-hand side with our AI Companion, it can begin to read the document, work through, build out a next steps section, and I have the ability to be able to view all of that. I can read through it, I can approve it individually, or I can accept that and add it directly to the document. So overall, hopefully this helps you understand how you can use valuable meeting content, discussions that you're having on a day in, day out basis with customers, prospects, internal employees, whatever that may be, project managers, product teams, how you can begin to start using that very valuable information. Some of the most important information you have is in these meetings and in these phone calls and in these documents that you're working on. Well, how do you use that data with real-time conversations to be able to progress the way in which you work after those real-time conversations are over?